Today, I'm going to talk about the 345 Air product roadmap. Now, if you've been following 345 technology, you'll know that we have a product. We call it 345 Air, and that is a packaged footprint for delivering Azure Integration Services in an easy, scalable, and secure way. And it gives you access to all the stack that you have in Azure Integration Services, so API management, Azure Service Bus, Logic Apps, Azure Functions, Event Grid, Event Hub. Plus, there is a networking and security wrapper around it that makes sure those things are presented in a secure way. And optionally, it also gives you options to have Azure Data Factory. The top of that stack is really the application integration stack. If you want the data integration, we can roll that in as well. And so 345 Air is the #1 integration landing zone on Azure. And the way that we deliver it is that we have a provisioning engine, so that if you want an environment, you can use 345 Air to provision an environment and give you that whole footprint in Azure. And what we also offer with that is support and evergreening. Infrastructure doesn't stand still. So what is good for you is to have a footprint that not only you put in once, but it actually maintains, stays current with the cloud. And so how are we going to move forward with this? Well, there's 3 main themes that we've got on our roadmap. The first one is ease of adoption. How can we make it easier for you to build environments in Azure? The second one is new features in Azure Integration Services. And then the third one is supporting AI features. Okay, so looking at ease of adoption, the first thing we do next is we make 345 Air available to buy through the Azure Marketplace. Now, this is really good. It means you can spend Azure credits on 345 Air. It means that you can subscribe. It all comes onto your Azure bill, and you've got a supported environment that is just paid for as part of your Azure. That makes a big difference to a lot of our customers because they get Azure credits and they want to use them. New features in Azure Integration Services. So we have a flexible deployment, so we use feature toggles and we can deploy different features. But the things that we're going to support, the business rules engine, when that becomes generally available, that will be included. API Center. So how can you use API Center to be a directory for all your APIs? That's coming soon. Support for API Management version 2. Support for API Management workspaces. And also the new feature of business process tracking, which is the equivalent of that BAM was for BizTalk. So those Azure Integration Services, they are going to get wrapped into the 345 Air footprint for you to take advantage of. We're also really excited about the AI features. So there's a lot of, obviously with Microsoft at the moment, there's a lot of AI innovation happening. And so how do you take advantage of that? Well, a big part of it for us comes through API management. How can you use API management to govern and regulate the calls to cognitive services? Because AI gives you a lot of possibilities, but it's also going to give you a lot of cost on your business if you don't govern it. So putting API management in with the AI accelerator tools means that you can access AI services at the best cost and govern it and meter it, know what you're doing with it. That's going to be baked in. And the other thing that we're really excited about is we're developing a integration support copilot that will also be deployed into the footprint. It only takes data from within your tenant, so no one else sees that data, but it allows you to ask a copilot about your integration solution, how to support it, what's happening with it. We've got some great stuff in the lab on that, just looking to bake that into the product. So 345 Air, the product roadmap for 2025, all these things on top of the best integration landing zone on Azure.